Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Alex Builds. We're now going to be doing stage 60 of Eagle Moss and Hero Collector's Build Your Own Ghostbusters Ecto 1. Okay, so we're back on the Ecto 1 today. We've got a few issues to get through, so we're going to keep ploughing through these. So issue 60 is basically following on from issue 59, where we started that component. So let me show you what we got and what we're doing. So as you can see, lots of little parts in there, big, lots of screws in there, and there's even a few sprues in there with switches and that on them. So let me show you what we're doing in the magazine. So as you can see, that's what we get in stage 60. We're continuing on from stage 59. So here we are. We've got the UF signal and power distribution unit and peripheral device is what it's called. No idea what any of that means or what it does, but yeah, we're going to build it anyway. So yes, we're going to start off with this part. We're going to be building the peripheral unit. We're going to be adding these two parts together and then putting that onto the lid that we had left over, this part from last time. So then we can secure that lid down onto the box that we had left over from last time. And then we can secure them together with GP screws, just like that. All the parts are getting secured together. Then after that, we're going to be putting some brackets down the sides. They get all KP screws. There's lots of KP screws to go in there. And then we can put the switches in the front and buttons, secure that down onto the part that we've been working on. And then that finally gets secured down into the back of the Ecto 1, just there, just behind the seat there. So there you go. As you can see, we're doing a lot of screwing today. There's going to be lots of KP screws going in, so I'll probably speed that bit up because it's going to take a while to do that because there's a lot of them. So the Ecto 1, the back of it, the cargo area is looking a bit bare at the moment, but we can start getting these parts in. I've basically got all the parts now to finish the cargo area. So let's get cracking on with it. Let's get these parts open and start building. So the first thing it wants us to do is take these two parts here. This is the peripheral unit, as you can see, and we're just going to plug these into there. There is a certain way for it to go, so you can't put it in the wrong way, and you just push that together. It's a nice snug fit, no need for glue or anything like that because that ain't going to come out of there. Then we can take this part here. As you can see, it does have 4 sort of rivets in each corner, one in each corner, and that's just going to get plugged into here. Doesn't matter what way it goes as long as it's square. So we just need to push that down into that, just till you hear the click. Turn it round, make sure it's the right, make sure it is square, just like that. So now we can fit this onto the lid, and that's going just in there. As you can see, we do have the screw holes and a peg hole, and we do have the peg hole located on here, so we can get that onto there, turn that round, and then we're going to need 2 AP screws to secure that onto there. Let's get going with that. The AP screws they've supplied us today are silver. Get the first one in and the second one, and quite a lot of the screws this week are silver actually. And there we are. Now bringing back the base of that part, we can secure that down. So what way do we want to go with this? We want to go where we've got all the holes on this side and it's blank on the back here. We want all the holes facing the front and this one facing that way, just like that. So that's the way it wants to go. And then we want 4 IP screws in these holes just here. So I'm going to get them in. And it's just started to rain here, so if you do hear some background noise, I do apologise. That will be the rain. I'll try and edit that out, so we might not hear it, but if you do, because it didn't come out. And the last one, just in here. Just like that. So now bringing back the other part that we made in issue 59, which is this part here, and the front of this part here, we're going to be connecting these two together. So these are going to line up sort of on here. So this one is the bottom, this one is the top. So you're going to be putting that onto there, just like so, with GP screws. So there's going to be 3 GP screws down the bottom of there. So I'm going to put them in first. And again, these are silver. I'm just going to move this to the side just for a second till we've got these in. We'll line them up. Just there, and screw that one down. First one. Second one. Last one for the bottom now. Let's go just in this hole here. Just like so, and then we can add this part onto the front. This one does have a peg locating point on there to help us, so we can put 3 more screws in the front of that now. We'll put the one in the center in first, and then the 2 outer ones. Let's go to this one. As you see here, this is where all the switches and that, we're going to be putting them in a minute, so that'll be fun. Let's line this last one up. And there we are. That's what you should have up until this point, looking just like that. So now comes the point where we're going to be putting 8 KP screws on each side. So they're going to be lined up with here. We're going to be putting these brackets on. So I will speed this bit up, and we'll come back once I've got all these KP screws in. When you've done that, you should have all 4 brackets on, 2 on each side, just like so. So now we can start adding the switches and everything on here. So we've got 2 sprues for this. We've got a sprue that's labelled 1 to 6 on there, and 1 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 on there. So these are the buttons, these are the switches. So as you can see, the switches are going to go in these parts, the buttons are going to go just above them. So I'm going to cut these off the sprue, and then I'll come back and we'll fit these in. Alright, so I've cut all them off. They're all scattered around the table here, and I'm going to start putting them in. So let's start off with the buttons first. I'm just going to push these in, just like so. I'm just going to keep going, pushing all of them in until I've got them all in. Should be 8 to do. There we are, that's the bottom row all done of buttons, and let's do the top ones. Oh, dropped one there. Push that in. I've seen some people colour these buttons different colours. Some buttons are different sizes to others as well. And the last one now, just going just in there. That is all the buttons in there. Now time for the switches, which I do have here. Alright, so let's start fitting these in. They've got theirs facing all the way down. So I'm going to have that one facing down. What we got? Going to have that one facing down. In that. Just like so. I'm going to have probably what we got. Have the top one in the middle up. Why not? If we can. Yeah, we can. To either side of it down. Just for a change, you know what I mean? Because you can do it. That saves them being all the same way then. Have this one down as well. That one has no pegs on the back of it. So I might have to glue that one in. Let's put this one in there facing down. Yeah, this one doesn't have any pegs on the back of it, so I'm going to have to glue this one in. So luckily I do have a little daub of super glue, so I'm just going to put a tiny amount on the back of there. Use some tweezers for this as well. Try not to glue it to my mat. And there we are. That is all the switches and buttons all installed. So now we can bring back this part, which we haven't seen for ages. So we can bring this back. We're going to fit this to this. So this is going to go. We have a peg hole on there, peg on there, and a peg hole in here to help us get it the right way. So that should line up just like that. Then we can put some AP screws just in the bottom here and here. Just going to get the first of them AP screws in. Just like that. Now the second one just here. And there we are. That is all of that complete. That is the UHF signal and power distribution unit and peripheral device all complete. So now the only thing left to do is actually install this in the back of the Ecto 1. Just before we do fit this to the Ecto 1, I did miss out 4 screws just here, so I'm going to put them in now. Just before I forget, these are again KP screws. There's 2 on either side, so you need to make sure you've got a long screwdriver to get down in between these 2 parts down in the center. Let's get this second one in. Nearly forgot about them. The next 2 are going just down into there. You can just make them out. And get this one down. Last one now. I could have still done this when it was on the Ecto 1, so if I did miss it, I could have still done it. But yeah, so now it's finished. So now we can bring over the cargo area, which I do have right here. So it's been a while since I've worked on this, so there may be a little bit of dust on the seats. So where's this going? This is going just behind this jump seat just here. Locate that on there just like that. I'm just going to use an old paint tub just at the back, just so it keeps the doesn't bend it, you know what I mean. So we're going to be putting 3 AP screws in, 1 here, 1 in the center down there, and 1 in the end just behind the jump seat. So that's the one I'm going to put in first, is the one just behind the jump seat, and then work my way back. So next one. Ooh. There we are, last one now. And there we are. Let me turn this around so you can see it. I can move my paint tub now, don't need that. So there we are. That is that all installed in the back of the Ecto 1. So, nice to be back on it. Nice to be getting things installed. Let me show you what we got coming up next time. So in stage 61, we are doing the left rear interior panel and speaker. So really quick issues. We've got just put a speaker on and attach that in the back of the cargo area there. So we've got to do that twice, once for 61, once for 62. So we'll have probably both of these issues coming up early next week. Coming up tomorrow though, we're going to have some more build the HMS hood. So there you go guys, that is it. That is all done and dusted. Our device is now in the back of the cargo area, and yeah, starting to fill it up now. So we're going to get the interior walls and speakers and that on in the next issue. So that will be coming up early next week. But yeah, that's it for tonight guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to leave a like down below. And if you haven't already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye bye.